Halloween in the USA. Halloween is one of the favorite holidays among Americans. It is extremely popular among the US population, and it is celebrated on such a scale that even Christmas will be envious. At the same time, Halloween did not receive the status of a public holiday, and there is no day off. Nevertheless, according to the old Celtic tradition, on the last day of October, all Americans put on all kinds of costumes of evil spirits and frighten passers-by on the streets while ignoring age and social status. The history of the holiday, as well as the acts about in the United States and the rest of the world, is full of mysteries and variety of theories. However, there are several official enough versions of the origin of Halloween. History of the holiday. For a long time, it was believed that the origins of the Halloween should be sought in the culture of ancient Rome. It was the Romans who were the first to come up with an important holiday for the ancient worldview, parentalia. The idea of the holiday was in the commemoration of the dead parents and the rendering of honors at each grave of a Roman. But the study of the chronicles and works of Roman historians showed that this holiday was celebrated in Rome on February 13, and according to another version, a few days before February 21st. Due to a mismatch in dates, the hypothesis was rejected and replaced with a more likely version that is still used today. It has been proven by American and British historians that the traditions of Halloween date back to the ancient Irish holiday of the end of the harvest, Samhain. The same word in the 10th century meant the end of summer, and later came into the use of the Irish as the name of November. The end of October in ancient Ireland was considered the end of summer, when the last harvest from the fields was harvested, and it was time to prepare for winter. On the last night of October, the Irish Druids took out all the population of the villages and cities into the field, made huge fires, sacrificed livestock. In prayers, they turned to the spirits of dead ancestors so that they would tell them what to expect next year. Ordinary people were obliged to jump over the fire to clear themselves from the sins. With the Christianization of Britain and Ireland, such rituals fell under the prohibitions of the official church, but the folk memory preserved them. Since the 15th century, the word Samhain has become steadfastly associated with witchcraft and witches, and the Catholic equivalent was invented for the holiday, All Saint Day and the Day of Remembrance, which followed right after it. An important thing, the word Halloween itself is derived from the English expression All Hallows Even. Over time, on the territory of Britain, the idiom was transformed, and under the influence of the Scottish dialect, it began to sound with a single word, Halloween. The children's tradition of begging for sweets from adults was first mentioned in the historical books of the 16th century. Nothing about scary costumes and masks. Children knocked on the houses of the nearest neighbors and asked for a treat in exchange for a promise not to be naughty for a whole year. The first masks and costumes appeared only at the end of the 19th century. Around the same time, the tradition of carving jack-lanterns arose in memory of the rogue blacksmith and fan of foam ale from Ireland, who deceived the devil 3 times, but in revenge his soul remained unsettled and stuck in purgatory. By the way, the Irish used vegetables of more modest size for this purpose, turnips, beets or potatoes, but people liked the American pumpkin more, and now we associate this holiday with it. In 20th century, with the development of entertainment infrastructure in the United States, theme parks, films, festivals and musical performances dedicated to Halloween began to appear. Today, Halloween is not only the 3rd largest holiday after Christmas and Thanksgiving, but also an indispensable attribute of American pop culture, which has spread throughout the world, including Russia. Modern Halloween traditions in the United States. Stores offer their customers a wide range of Halloween costumes. Everyone can dress up as a devil or skeleton or in the costume of their favorite character. Americans do not stop at costumes, they try to achieve more individuality by applying makeup. Americans decorate not only themselves but also their houses. They are filled with all kinds of mystical attributes associated with witches, black cats, and lamp pumpkins. Over the decades, the format of the holiday has changed. Many Americans have long ceased to wear scary costumes, replacing them with fancy outfits. It's now fashionable on Halloween to dress up as a superhero, celebrity, or even the president of a country. The otherworldly atmosphere of the holiday for ordinary Americans is gradually turning into an outdated tradition, which now serves only as a background for everyone's fun. Children's treat has also changed. Now parents in America make sure that sweets and other treats from neighbors are given only in wraps and butter from well-known manufacturers. In addition, in some states for children's Halloween, there is a kind of curfew. All extortionists are required to go home before 8 p.m. The detained children can walk around only with the police. Important information: the tightening of the rules for celebrating Halloween in the United States began in 1964 after the tragic incident when a group of teenagers were poisoned by candy. The investigation revealed that a certain Helen Fail mixed arsenic into the sweet, deciding to punish the extortionists for behaving like little children. The woman was arrested and found insane. The tradition of playing naughty at the house of greedy owners is also gradually becoming a thing of the past. Modern American laws are equally effective in protecting both the inviolability of someone's house and children who walk around neighbors. Now, any act of violence against a child leads to real prison terms, and the parents of the little bully will have to pay for the overturned pot of flowers. Some American TV channels and radio stations often play a prank on the audience on Halloween, reporting the invasion of an enemy army or an asteroid rushing towards the planet. Usually, jokes are not repeated from year to year, so the information field of the United States pleases many fans of jokes on this holiday. Don't forget to subscribe and like it. Thanks for sharing, and bye bye!